Maybe no, right? Okay, if no, can you answer my question? Okay, why classroom management is important for a teacher? Any answer to this one?
Teacher, I would like to answer one point.
Please. Okay,
it helps us to teach the student effectively. Yeah. Make this class atmosphere tidy. And the students stay focused with the teacher. That's all for me, teacher.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, tidy. Okay, and you can attract the student attention, right? Okay, thank you. Anything else besides this one? Mr. Patnat, you will say something? Come on.
Yeah, it's me, yeah.
Yeah, come on, okay.
The first one we seen about the control the classroom. It is very important because when we have like sometimes we like we have a create conductive learning environment for everyone that if some student noisy, they can study smoothly, yeah, like that. The second, when the student is under our control, our lesson plan that we are prepared can be smoothly also, yeah. If they done we cannot control our classroom, our lesson plan is difficult to do step by step like that. Is to have waste time and energy. Sometimes we don't have enough time, yeah, like the lesson plan that we are prepared already, but we cannot finish or that we are prepared. And sometimes you can loud that sorry, that sometimes you take your time to advise your student to make you waste your time like that, sometimes waste your energy, yeah. Yeah, that's all for me, teacher. Yes, thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you, Mr. Panat. Yeah, save your energy. Yeah, something that combined with what you have planned. Yeah, as well about time management within that classroom management as well, right? Okay, good. Thank you. Any other thing? Okay, besides this one, okay, that you think the classroom management is really important for a teacher? Yeah. Okay, Brother Sipol, any answer to this question? Seem like
not good, teacher.
Seem like so quiet from you, right? Actually, this day. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, teacher.
Yeah, thank you. How about? Okay, I'm not sure whether you're still vulnerable or you just live here. Like I just heard from somebody said last week that vulnerable Khmer study just left from the manhood in here. I'm not sure whether it's true or not in here.
Teacher, it is true, teacher.
It's true, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything that we can hear from you?
So silent. Maya, please. Maya. Maya sleep.
She is not sleeping, but is dreaming now.
Teacher, maybe eating.
just like me. Yeah, just finish.
She's replied no. Okay, how about other? Mr. Zaban, anything to share?
Mr. Saban là vô ngày này là vô.
Oh, I see. Okay. Mr. Pingpel.
No, teacher, I don't have any idea to share.
Thank you. How about Venerable Sun Ting?
Yes, lecturer.
Yeah. Do you have anything to share regarding to the classroom management? The importance of classroom, management here.
For classroom management, that's important in the classroom. The first thing that I want to recommend for all the teacher have to manage is the noise. The first one, because the noise can very bad effectively to all the class. Because when some of few students make a noise in class, they not keep silent, so it's make a boring to especially for the teacher.
Okay. We seem not hear from you, Venerable.
Hello.
Yeah. Come on. We.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Continue about make a noise in a class, because it's very important. Because if some student or few student in class they make noise, maybe can bordering to the teacher while lecturing the lesson or explain to the student, and also make bordering to the student or interrupt them while learning because of the noise of another student in class. So the first one and the main point that a teacher or the teacher even if we talk about the noise, especially we can it can be happen in the lower class. Yes, like we teach the children, and so the important thing that teacher have to do, try to keep student keep in silence, don't make the noise, because noise can interrupt the lesson, even though during lecturing between teacher and student also. Sometimes some student in class they concentrate to listen and try learning with the teacher and try to catch up all the lesson from teacher, but sometimes they will low control by the noise from their friend in class. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes they concentrate, try to listen about the lesson that teacher explained, but the student who sit next to them, they make a noise or they play or they bothering them, so they will lose control, lose concentrate with the teacher, so they will misunderstand all the lecturer explain about the lesson. So the first that all those teacher have to consider is about to make class silently. Yes, if the class silently, all the students have concentrate or to the teacher and to the lesson, so it's easy to lecturer to explain the lesson to the all student, and they have a chance to give a clear explanation to all of them. They not use a lot of power like have to make a loudly voice to explain. Yeah, if the class is noisy, maybe a teacher have to use their power, yeah, to make their voice loudly to explain to the student. But if the classroom, all the students not make a noise, maybe a teacher only use a normal voice to explain. It's easy, yeah, because noise very bordering, yeah, bordering to the class. So keeping silent is the best way for management in classroom. That's all, teacher.
Okay, thank you very much, Venerable, for very precise and insightful answer regarding to the classroom management. Yeah. Okay, so keep the classroom quiet. You can attract, you can involve the student more. Yeah, it's really about noise management, right? Okay. But one thing need to be careful. Yeah, be careful with because when you assign them to work in group, then group and discussion, then expected the quiet classroom there, right? Need to be yeah. Okay, it's just a great thing we can say. Okay, it's just particularly when the teacher explain, the teacher just demonstrate something. Okay, it's just something or any presentation from the classmate. The rest of the student must be in silent. Yeah, but one time that you can be happy whenever your class to be more noisier because the more they make noise, the more they can contribute, the more they can learn through pair discussion or group discussion. Right? Yeah, so don't try to manage noise when you random a task. Okay. Okay, but what I raised in here, not mean about just raise something wrong here, but just some case study we can see, right? Okay, so some noise can see some joy inside this one that they start making noise, they start learning things through group discussion, pair discussion, and so on, right? Yeah. Okay, the great. Any other thing that you want to share? Okay, Mr. Chandon, you just a bit late, but I hope that you just come up with the question. The question is about why classroom management is so important for a teacher, right? So, any sharing to this question?
Yes, good morning, lecturer and all the teacher in here.
Good morning.
Yes, sorry for a bit late because you two might be busy.
Okay, it's fine. No worry. Yeah, just come on.
Yes, the question I would like to share some experience that I have made. Why is classroom management is very important for teachers? So as we know, as a teacher, we can say like a master in the class. So if everything is make noise in the class, or we can say the class is not run smoothly, so our teaching or learning is not go smoothly because of we know student come to learn and also teacher come to teach. So the student will get the knowledge from the lectures teaching. So if the teaching or classmate it don't run well because of cannot manage well from the teacher or the teacher cannot guide well, so the student learn nothing from that class. So being a teacher must know about how to manage the student well and also how to share experience or knowledge to the student. Sorry, lecturer, I have a cold.
Okay. climate change. You also change.
2 weeks just from Battambang, and
Okay.
also now it's raining and got to working and sometime under the rain because of the student. So now get cold. Yes, so just depend on my experience. I just share some of it. I mean, classroom management is very important, as I mentioned just now, lecturer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for this part. We can see. Okay, so let's just hear from other before we move. I think most of you just have a lot of experience with teaching as well as in classroom management in here. Okay, so who else? About Venerable Krangsla? Whether you come up with a question here? Okay. Venerable Krangsla, whether you got it from me? You hear me clearly? Oh, so quiet here. Okay, Maya, do you want to say something?
No, teacher.
No.
Yeah, get up.
Figure it
No,
out.
brother, I don't get up. I listen all of you, but I have no idea. You always say like that.
Okay, so I'm going to move for a while, and I hope that along the way with the slide, okay, everyone may have some more thing to contribute. Okay, since it's not something quite new, we can say about teaching methodology, about classroom management. You may have learned it while since you were in a bachelor degree, right? So that part as well as the way that you just get it from your own teaching experience so far, that is the great and insightful experience and knowledge that can be great for everyone in here. But the lesson, it might be add up more to the part that it might be something that you have never thought about. So this part will fulfill some part as well as the way that you just can get it from the sharing experience from your classmate in here. It's just some part, yeah. Okay. So your theory is just one part, but sharing and contributing regarding to the experience, it's just other way that it might be like a great lesson to learn and reflect, you can say, right? Okay, so without further delay, since I have many slides to share as well this morning, so we are to talk, discuss, and contribute along the way. Okay, whether you can see my slide sharing now.
Yes,
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so since last week we have also working on this slide, and this week we will go furthermore regarding to that part that we want to finish it by today, and next week, okay, you will not just hear from me a lot, but you just hear from your classmates. Since next week will be the turn for group number 1. We'll do presentation, right? Have you prepared something regarding to your group work there? Yes, no, okay.
Complete but
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Check, go back and see something in the slide, in the group, right?
Yeah. You can share the group again here.
Yeah, in the group there, you can say like your task distribution in the group, right? Yeah, I will forward it again. Okay, so group number 1 will work, and group number 2 as well need to be well prepared. We can say like in some case that some lecturer he may absent in the afternoon. He may ask me to substitute. So we can say like yeah, today is just week number 6. Next week week number 7. So according to the schedule, yeah, your week to be responsible just about week 7, right? Yeah, but this morning will be week 7. The afternoon will be week 8 in here. So need to be well prepared. So we will flexible based on the part. Yeah. So be well prepared. We can say like just start working from now. Should not wait until okay, next week my turn. I'm going to prepare my slide on Friday in here, right? So just to prepare for that and be ready whenever the time come. Okay, you are ready to do presentation. All right. Yeah, be ready for that. And as I have mentioned from the very beginning of the course, that there is no midterm test in here. There's no final examination, but the project work. So we can say like there's your group work in here will be for your group assignment. Okay, your reflection paper will be for your final examination. Your individual project, it will be some part for your okay, your reflection paper will be considered the task for your midterm, and your individual project will be some part of your final examination. So task work, project works in here. It will be the assessment for the whole courses in here. All right. So you are going to write the reflection paper as well. We can say at least 2 reflection paper. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to drop the guideline for you sooner and later, and enjoy your writing there. And that writing it just come from your own reflection only, right? Okay, so just be well prepared and start contact your group member. Okay, and then start to prepare thing to do presentation. And the task so far, we can say no matter you are absent, you are busy on the date limit set. Okay, you can pre-record. Okay, you can do the pre-recording video and drop into the group. I'm going to go and watch your classroom. Your classmate may go through your video and watch. Yeah, and they may have come up with some question. Yeah, they may ask through the group. And to me, I'm going to go through your video and give you score based on your presentation on the video, right? So no obstacle for you in here. So now we can do it for like distance learning. So yeah, it's still something that we can do together here, right? Okay, so this is just something to remind. And we're going to move and talk about classroom management that we just start some part from last week. And this week we added a part that we are going to finish the thing from the textbook. And we'll be linked or reflect to what you have experienced, you have gone through it so far, both great experience or work experience in your life as a teacher. This is the thing that we can learn from each other, right? Okay, so here are the content that we are going to discuss this morning. Like the first one, just about teacher concern, student motivation, okay, managing constraint. Okay, I hope that you know about the word constraint, right? Yeah, and managing teacher's role, okay, regarding to the classroom management. Okay, and if we still have time, we will have some discussion, some question here, right? So these are the questions that we have discussed last week, like yeah, what are the goals of classroom management? Yeah, why similar to why classroom management is really important here. Okay, what do you think are the most important principles of classroom management? Yeah, just some of you try to answer last week through the Mentimeter platform there, and I have also download the answer into the group, as well as the link there. You can see what technique do teacher normally use to get a student on task in class. Yeah, so all these things are really important question that the teacher need to consider. You can say whenever you just learn that classroom management is important, you will value it. You will try more we can say like try to find a way that you can manage all the other technique that can help you to manage your classroom more effectively in here, right? But if you think that classroom management is just only the theory, only the thing that they just keep talking but nothing, so yeah, you may care less, and other results really affect to your lesson there, like vulnerable and everyone just raise up here. We can say, yeah, whenever one student just make noise, other student, even though they have a strong commitment, focus or concentration, but it really annoy, it will distract them from the lesson or the instruction in here. All right, so those are the things that really important for that part. So yes, no matter how good lesson planning you have planned so far, no matter how good technique that you have bring to the class so far, but if you cannot manage the student well, yeah, it's something. Or we can say like some part is interrelated between teaching method, teaching technique, and the technique of classroom management. Yes, some classroom management can be managed well by the way that you plan your lesson, like the technique that you are going to use, or the teaching method that you are going to use in here. All right, so they are just interrelated. So this part we're going to discuss about teacher concerns. We can say like if we're talking about CLT, CLT comes from what, everyone? CLT?
Communicative learning teaching.
Yeah, learning or language teaching.
Oh, language, sorry, sir.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, CLT just come from communicative language teaching, right? Okay, mean the teaching that focus on communication. Yeah, you're just not going to start with the rule or form, but you have to start with the meaning or example, right? Yeah, you want to teach grammar, but you are not focused on okay, present simple, okay, the formula of present simple, subject plus verb one plus object, and so on here. So before you just go to that, you may start with some speaking. For example, like if you just want to teach a student about one usage of present simple, for example, like habit. Yeah, you may come up with one. Okay, everyone, I just want you to speak about what do you normally do every morning, for example, right? Yeah, so they are going to speak, going to start their communication with their partner, discuss. They don't know what it's about, but they may start. Oh, I always get up at 6 o'clock. Okay, some they may say, oh, I am getting up at 6 o'clock every morning. Yeah, okay, they make various form of the thing there. Yes, but it's fine. Just let them go and keep talking. Make sure they can understand each other. Yeah, but after that, Okay, you just draw them into the form by writing some example that you walk around and monitor them. You just hear about like I am getting up or I get ups and so on. So okay, you just provide like toward habit. Okay, talking about habit, you may use one. Okay, we use present simple. That the formula of present simple just about subject plus verb one verb plus verb one plus object, for example, and then just try to demonstrate or identify those examples with the form, and then the student will say, I see. Okay, so the one which I use, I am getting up at 6 o'clock. I mean, I did the wrong thing with the present simple. They may say, wow, or this is the thing that we need. We need to hear from the student regarding some CLT technique or activity in here. Yeah. Rather than telling them the form, rather than teaching them grammar, but let them practicing communicate first. Yeah. And anyway, we can say like that teaching method, it is like something that have something in conflict as well. That some they say CLT may guide the student toward the fluency, but not accuracy and so on, right? Yeah, but actually we can say it will guide them toward both. Okay, we can say like a good both even fluency and accuracy at the same time. We can say like whenever we just let them speak freely, later on we just come up with something that they can learn from the form as well, we can say. So those things that they more and more they can learn. And yes, some people they may start with, okay, I'm not going to speak, I'm not going to write in English unless I know everything about English grammar. But in fact, we can say you will never learn everything about grammar unless you use it. Yes. Yeah. So something there. Yeah. If you learn no practicing, we can say like talking about some people they say English is just a stupid language to learn. It's a lot of things to learn in here. Even in phonology, like in term of pronunciation, you see like just the same letter like CH. Somehow it's just like pronounced in different way. CH sometimes K, sometimes Ch, right? So yeah, those things in English language, it just has only the original languages about more than 20%. Okay, more than 60% just borrow from other languages there. Okay. It may borrow from French, borrow from Italian, yeah, Greek and so on. Okay, so most of the things you borrow from the other language in the world. That's why it's just a bit hard for you to learn. In terms of vocabulary building, you need to work very hard there. Okay, so far I can say like just some part that I just talk about this CLT. We can say like to come back to this part. A teacher are familiar with the intended outcome of CLT. Yeah, they may familiar, but you can see here like to use new language in speech and writing for different purposes in different context. Yeah, they may start with speaking. They may start with writing. Yeah, about something that you want the student to learn. All right. So it really effective and save time in here. To my own experience, yeah, maybe the last 10 years or even 8 or 9 years ago, we can say like I just go and teach at home, like a tutoring class in here. And my student at the time, she is a Korean girl. She was 12 years old at the time. And the purpose that she need me to go and teach her there, So the first one about grammar. The second one just about conversation. Yes, in we can say like she just challenged with understanding her native speaker teacher. Yeah, like the native teacher from her international school. So she need to learn about conversation, we can say, to improve her listening skill as well as her speaking skill. And grammar, yeah, grammar, I just use one textbook to teach. But about conversation, I do not bring along with the handout in here or textbook here. But I just try to use like the authentic conversation by, we can say, talking on the topic that obviously about her. For example, like normally I keep asking her, okay, what have you learned at school? What have you done so far within your class hour, about science subject, about any subject that we can elicit from her, and then keep asking her with some question that she had done so far within that part. Or other part can reflect on about things that from school to home. Yeah. So what has she observed? What has she noticed along the way? Yeah. Some parts she may talk about. Oh, there was a traffic accident. Yeah. So the topic today might be something that you can focus on. Traffic accident that she got there. And start asking her what happened, what are the injured, any we can say any injury or anything that happened within the traffic accident, or we may link to what or how to protect, okay, or how to avoid from traffic accident. Yeah, so those things that you start speaking without just reading out. A, hello, how are you? B, I'm fine, thank you. It's just a boring job, and we can say like to do so. The conversation class just like just learning from memory, not just from your own thinking, and start speaking it. So whenever you just go to have the real communication, it's just a bit hard for the student to start their speaking immediately in here. Okay, so this thing that we can say, yeah, and really effective, we can say. At the time she studied with me only maybe 6 or 7 months, and then she stopped studies and she said, okay, it's fine. My speaking it just might improve. Okay, and the way that I'm teaching just use only mono language, okay, like English in here. I don't know Korean. So the way that we can teach and learn, we just try to use English to explain English, use English teaching English in here. All right. Okay, so something that we can say starting with speaking and writing. We can say like, for example, like today, I may learn about the word CLT. So, okay, if I want to remember and how to use it well, I may start speaking by using CLT in communicative language teaching, use like this, like that. Okay, so more and more you will be able to explain it. Will be able to use it, okay, clearly and carefully regarding to that part. You will learn. You might make some mistake, but you may learn along the way, you can say. Okay, so those things that the teacher may try to produce and see some learning outcome. And this part we can say it does save you time and save you some energy. Whenever you prepare the activity very well, you will not speak a lot in the class, not like me today, that I keep talking alone. Yeah, we can say like your student will take turn to speak, and then they will do and complete most of the activity. And then yeah, you just facilitate and monitor them, it's fine. Okay, have access to many textbooks to set out activities. Yeah, the great job for the teacher in here. just go and access to many textbooks to set activity. For CLT, some part we can say the teacher need to prepare a lot, but whenever they just go and apply the lesson and activity that they have prepared so far, normally it produces with a very fruitful result in here or learning outcome. All right. Okay, and move to question number 2, like the point number 2, what they often struggle with in the classroom is how to manage classroom learning to achieve this. We can say there are 3 things. The first one is just about motivation, how to motivate the student learning, as well as how to motivate teacher themselves. All right, really, really important in here. Some part you keep trying to motivate the student, but whenever you cannot manage, cannot control those things well, more and more you will not, we can say you cannot motivate the student, as well as you may lose your own motivation as well. All right, so be careful with those things. Yeah, and constraint like the way that we just compel, or the way that we just try to reinforce regarding to the particular task or activity to be something, to do something in here. So yeah, the thing, it might be some rules, some discipline that you can apply to make the student can try to speak English in the class, for example, like what we have discussed last week. Yeah, the student ignore or pretend not to speak in English. Yeah, so what should you do? What are the rules that you can set? And I have also shared with some experience that I have used so far, like English environment. Yeah, no punishment, no any money, or no any fine. But we can create the rule like, yeah, they will become the classroom 7. If you speak in Khmer, or no matter you are intend to speak or you are confusing, or just forgetting to speak in it by chance and so on, but you will become the classroom 7 for the rest of the day. We can say like, okay, whenever the class need this, need that, okay, he will be the one which is responsible and go and solo thing. The one you can find the money, yeah, one time find the deal and so on, right? For example, but the money the teacher will not handle it, will not take it and keep it for himself. The money collected from that fine will be used for any eating together, or because like a party, or they just want to donate to the charity organization, is fine. It just depend on their decision making there, but not for the teacher there. All right, so something. So constraint, we can say you need to have your own rule and discipline to make student follow and work well together here. And one last is just about teacher's role. Yeah, you need to define your role clearly. So what should you do and what should not do in here? Okay, that how can you manage? Okay, how can you let the student work very well? So yeah, normally we can say the most important thing just about these 3 things: motivation, constraint, and teacher role, that can lead our guide the teacher to manage the classroom more effectively. Okay, so far any question regarding to this point? Yes, no, okay. Yeah.
Excuse me, lecturer.
Yeah.
It's not just a question, but I just want teacher to privilege about the motivation. So sometimes with motivation, we can say just only give, or like the score more, or just admire. It means what is the best motivation for the student? Just to pry or give, or just phrase that say something good, and also just giving us more score, or what, lecturer? What is the most important? Thank you.
Thank you. Good question, Mr. Chandon. Okay, for the class, okay, I'm not going to answer directly, but from the class, okay, what do you think about this one? About the way that we can motivate the student? Okay, whether you think score, good words, okay, or yeah, okay, like admiration words, okay, or the other gift or any prize that can give and motivate the student in here, or any other method like from Mr. Jandon dress up in here. Do you think that is really effective for student motivation? Any sharing to this one? Yeah, one or two is fine. Any idea, please? Great, and some quiet here.
Yeah, teacher.
Yeah. Anything?
Yeah. Sometimes that we but before we motivate our student, we know about your student. Like I teach student that like grade 4, grade 5. Sometimes we can reward reward them for their study. Sometimes we can play like I'll give a student to clap for he or she that answer the correct answer like that. Yeah. Create the activity in the classroom like to make them to active like work in pair or work in group to make them discuss freely. Yeah, sometimes don't they make sometimes to put it don't put the pressure to them. Yeah, like that, because when uh, they can give us the reason that they have, yeah, like that. Develop interest to in study the way that we have developed that to make them interesting in the topic. Yeah, sometimes we not just to study, yeah, long way, not sometimes you can make them to break 5 or 3 minutes to them. Yeah, because when sometimes we get to study to make them make a lot of pressure on them. Yeah, sometimes we like that. Yeah. uh and the last one is establish the reasonable goal for a study section. Yeah. Sometimes you give a reason why we are study, we what to see, yeah, about why we are studying, not just live home. Sometimes it at home is difficult, or sometimes we have a lot of work at home to make them difficult just to come to school to be free. Sometimes you give the reason for them for study also. Thank you, teacher.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
can
you,
you? Yeah.
Mr. Patnath,
Yeah.
okay, for your sharing. Any other thing? Okay, so okay, I better move here. We can say, yeah, you are right, Mr. Patnath. You can say some part, okay, like I still like the way that we have discussed last week as well. I also share about the way that we are going to educate them, but not controlling them in here. Yeah, so educate, explain them to understand about what are the benefits of learning, for example, right? Yeah, if they care less about their learning, Okay, so what happened? So yeah, award is just one thing. We can say like yeah, if we talk about Maslow's theory, everyone just need motivation, need some support, like even basic support for living, some good thing or good word to be healthy with your emotion. Yeah, okay, we do need those things. All right.
Biết này.
Okay, so those things that we can say like they are important for that, but you also need to be careful. We can say like motivation. If you give them score all the time, need also be careful. We can say motivate them to get involved in learning, but too much motivation based on score, it might be harmful or affect on the future of the society or the country. Some part we can see like those motivation can create the corruption in the future.
Yeah,
You got what I mean?
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I
can say
know.
like okay, I read the book. If I don't read the book, if the teacher don't give me mark or score, or I'm not going to study hard if the teacher do not have any gift for the one that you got number 1, number 2, number 3. Okay, so in the future they will come up with those things, or whenever they start working, they may say, I'm not going to work hard work, okay, or keep working hard if my boss do not admire me, do not give me some extra money, some gift or food for eating, I'm not going to work. So yeah, those things really important to be considered as well. Yeah, so rather than give, because a gift just a gift, but some part we also better have some other explanation to show them. Yeah, the gift is just some part from me, but the great thing, the great gift that you get it from that great work, it's just within you. We can say you may get a pen or get a book from me, but in the future, if you work hard, you will be able to buy 1,000 or million, even million books, okay, for yourself. If you try to study hard, you can go and work, you can go and run your own business and so on, okay, but you will get more, we can say. So this explanation, you will guide them, we can say, just some part because you just want to motivate them, and then you just want them to work hard there and here. But the other thing, the other great benefit, great gift for them, it's just about wisdom or knowledge that they will get from what they are doing there, that really guide them to the great job in the future in here, or great business, okay, whenever they can do it well. Okay, so we can say somehow corruption can be from school, can be from home, that we do not pay attention enough, and then the thing just travel in the society. Sometimes the parents themselves, sometimes about grandmom or grandfather, okay, grandson or granddaughter, you can do this for me, I will give you 500 or 1,000 to buy cage. Yeah. Later on, the kid will ask, okay, whenever he or she asks the kid to do something, the kid will ask, if I do that, will I get the money? Something there, we can say like that we should educate the kid to come up with the corruption without knowing those things. All right. Yes. Okay, so to come back to this part, we can say, yeah, you can give them a good word. Okay, what you write is just fine. You can give them admirational words. You can prepare a gift for them, but a gift need to be careful, explaining them carefully, right? And like Mr. Pandachi mentioned, can let their classmate to give them a big clap. Or other part, we can say like you can find a way that you can educate them to understand about the reason okay, out that thing, rather than just try to control them, try to push them without letting them know about how important it is. It can help them this time, but later on it will be gone about that motivation, right? Okay, and the other part we can say maybe you can spend some time to conduct like orientation or expectation of the semester or the academic year. You can spend some time to talk, okay, to motivate them through the lesson, and what are the expectations that you expect the student to learn, as well as try to find out what are their expectations on what they are going to learn as well. So spend this time, we will understand, and then we can set the classroom rule. We can set something that motivate them to do the thing. Okay, Mr. Chandon, I hope that I can, okay, as well as the contribution from the class can come up with some idea for your question in here, all right?
Thank you very much, lecturer.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, maybe other they also have great idea. Maybe we can hear about from them later on. Okay, I would like to move since I have 31 slides to go this morning. A lot of things, right? I'm going to try to finish the slide today. So you can see something here like teacher concern about student motivation. Yeah, great. Similar to Mr. General question here. Yeah, good. Okay, so we can see like the first one, student in our school are learning English because they have to. Yeah, is it true for Cambridge Tech now at the public school or state school here? Yeah, maybe mostly, right? Like which I just raised up last week as well, that the student might not try to talk in English in here. It make motivation really difficult for the teacher. Is it obviously for Cambridge Tech? Yes or no? Yeah, to me, I can say like it obviously, right? Obviously, yeah. Since they do not understand about how important English or language for their job or their future business in here. That's why. Yeah, that's why the role of the teacher need to explain them rather than force them. Oh, read the book. Read the book. What are the benefits of that part? What are the things that they may gain from those things? Yeah, like me, sometimes I keep asking you, okay, have you read some chapter here? Yeah, maybe no. Yeah, but later on we can say start from the following week. At least 2 or 3 of you will read one chapter for that part. Okay, the second one, students don't want to use English in class when they can say the same thing faster in their own language. True or not? Yes, sometimes Khmer is better than English, right? Easy to understand, easy to get the point. Okay, and the third point, okay, what do other teacher do if 1 or 2 students refuse to speak? Yeah, this is the question. Any contribution? Yeah. Okay, what do other teacher do if 1 or 2 students refuse to speak? Yeah. Yeah, sometimes they can say, oh, I don't have idea, I am not ready yet. Okay, so what should you do whenever you're a student in the class, they do not want to speak or share something? Yeah. Any answer to this question? Yeah. Can I hear 1 or 2 of you? Hear from 1 or 2 of you? Yeah, come on. So what should you do with this one? Hello. Okay, we have 18 people here. Right?
Hello, teacher.
Yeah, so any answer to this question? Okay, Brother Sutha, are you here? Oh, you're just busy at the school. So like this day, we cannot see you.
Good morning, Dr. Somara. Good morning, everyone.
Morning. Nice to hear your voice again. Come on.
My goodness. We just finished about the parent-teacher conference at the moment, you know.
So anything to share? Anything to join? What should you do with this one?
What do other teachers do if one or two teachers confuse to speak?
Okay, any contribution to that part? Whenever your student if you to talk or speak in the class, okay, what should you do, right? It's really about language classroom in here.
Hello, lecturer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on. Who start first? Come on.
So for my ideas, for some students in the class do not want to talk or do not want to use or speak their English. For example, the English class, and during the session, he or she might seem to be so silent in the class or refuse to speak or practice their English. It's just my idea, and as what I have taught the student, we will need to check. I need to check the reason why. Why don't you want to speak? Or something because of the lesson, or you feel something unhappy with someone, or when you are, that means during the class it is not interesting, or what the reason why. This is what I have to do with them. And anyway, we need to push more and more for those who, that means after checking the reason and motivate and pushing them more, and we will just try. However, we, if they don't want to speak or to talk anything again and again, the last reason, and we need also to get information from his or her family, her parent, that something wrong with their own, that mean idea or their own personality, that cause not, they do not want to talk or to speak or anything, because it is in English class and the student need to practice. Why don't you want to talk? Why don't you want to stand up and do any assignment, or do any presentation during the class? It is your term is like that. And so I think only motivating and pushing them more, encouraging them from our best, from the class teacher. We could not blame on them sometimes. It's just making the sure reason why they, what is the cause of the reason that they don't want to talk, or any problem, or they don't understand, or they do not have any idea or something like that, that it, the cause that a trouble on them, that they don't want to talk. Yes, so I have three reasons. So the first problem is checking from their own personality, his or her personality, and second, pushing them more and making the lesson more interesting, and yeah, pushing, motivating, and encourage student at all the time. And the third, calling to the student parent and checking from the student parent and ask something, or the reason why the student do not that mean involving with the lesson, or try not to talk, or seem to be silent, it like that, sir. So it is some of my ideas, sir. Thank you.
Okay, great thing I can say. Thank you very much for your contribution. Yeah, sometimes we can say we also need to find out something beyond the reality. We can say like, whatever you have seen and learn about the student, it's not enough, right? You need to dive into deeper layer of that part. Yeah, like yeah, great idea. I also support that. Better check with the family. Yeah, anything wrong with them. Yeah, something. Okay, so this great thing, and anything else to move back to Brother Sutak? Seem like Edmund, you did not finish your thing yet, or just enough
Yeah,
for
thank you. All right.
Come on.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Somara. All right. Mr. Sri, he already mentioned and addressed too much point regarding to what we are going to talk today. So from my side, I have one things to share. I try to think about the student nature. Sometimes the student nature also very important. And if we mentioned about the nature, I mean, we could not change. We could not change the student mindset, because it's the nature that the nature make him or her to do those things. Like she or he doesn't want to talk, to speak, whatever. And another thing is she herself, or the student herself or student himself, um, he or she is too hard to speak, because the people around, the religious, the neighbor who are living near their house, they cannot to talk to each other. They rarely to talk to each other. So that's why it's too hard for her to talk to each in the classroom. Yeah, this is my idea, Dr. Somara and everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Right? Okay. Good. Yeah, something that we can say just in hand of the teacher here, right? Okay, so anything else you want to contribute, please? Yeah, I need one last. Okay, we can hear from Mr. Vajanak. Yes, in this morning, seem quiet from you.
Good morning, lecturer.
Good morning.
Good morning, lecturer.
Yeah, morning.
I'm sorry for not being able to be active as I'm teaching my students at state school, and the internet is also so slow as well.
Okay, it's fine. Okay, Mr. Janet, will you contribute something, or you just inform us in here? Yeah, maybe he is busy now.
Hello, lecturer.
Yeah, okay, shall move to Mr. Janet. Okay.
I didn't mean in the whole morning. I just back from commune election office, lecturer.
Okay, I see then.
But can you raise the question, lecturer? What is it?
Okay, the question on the screen here, you can see like what do other teachers do if one or two students refuse to speak in the class, like they keep silent? Yeah.
I got it, lecturer.
Yeah, okay, so any experience in your classroom here?
for my idea and through my experience, we just it means we check out how they are the way of the learning and the reason why they don't want to speak. Sometimes they feel shy. They can speak, but they feel shy, and sometimes they don't know how to speak it. So we try we let them to speak from one by one. So just take an easy step first, like just let them try to make a sentence.
Okay, there's some quiet from you here, Mr. Vijay. Maybe your internet is not stable, maybe. Hello, Mr. Vijay. What you got from me? Okay, so we can say you can use some method that you can try to study about the student themselves, like their characteristic, like Mr. Bunsriu, right? Cheer us up again, and other part that we can say, like, not just try to see something in the classroom, but see something beyond the classroom through their family and so on. Yeah, or somehow we can say about language classroom. Normally, they may have some idea to speak, but they may not know how to speak in English. So some part we can say the teacher better try to elicit care of them, not mean because they are quiet and ignore them here. Sometimes you can call them by name to speak, or even keep asking them what can you have them. Yes, some they may not be able to share to the whole class, but they may be able to share with their classmates, or even share to the teacher directly. We can say whenever you go close to them, you can keep and talking with them. Yeah, some part that you can benefit from those things as well. One more, people may has no idea to speak a lot. We can say, oh, we can say they keep quiet since the idea has been mentioned or has been responded by other student here. So if you just notice such a thing, you may call that quiet student to speak first. You can say like maybe a few line, like some of you just mentioned, like just starting from the thing that is easy first. Yeah, so the quiet one should start first. We can say they may have some idea to share about the other talkative, the other one really active in the class. They may have a lot of things to share. They can speak later. Yeah. Okay, so something here that the possibility that you can solve with the quiet student in the class in here, right? Okay, I'm going to move and we can discuss later on. So you can see this part about constraint. So constraints in here, we can say what? Constraints are things that teachers believe are stopping them from managing an ideal learning atmosphere. All right. Yeah, the thing that the teacher that can make it to be sustainable, to be something that much better than we can say, right? Yeah. So in here you can see like the first one, the first question here, like how can we organize group work when the desks are all fixed to the floor in rows? Yeah, I think mostly at the public school right now, which challenge is with the seat arrangement. I think, since yeah, like this question really describe, really show you, okay, obviously about the classroom atmosphere or situation in most of the school in Cambodian context in here. Do you think this one is true to your school, or right now it can be how improve or change something here? Still true, or it just changed now? Yeah. Is it still true now?
What do you mean?
We can say like about the desk or the table that are fixed on the floor or to the floor and here in row, like the long table here is still used in your school at the public school here. You got what I mean?
I don't understood it.
Okay, whether at your school now they still use the long table that the student can sit 2 or 4 people here, or they just change it to one table for
we have the table that can fit 2 students.
yeah. Okay.
Only the table with 2 students.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. How about the school? But the table also heavy, I think, right? Maybe it's just a bit hard to move as well, right?
Yeah, teacher.
Yeah, so it a bit hard. So how can you organize group work whenever you just want a student to work in group in here? So can you share a little bit?
Teacher, for the group work, just let them move from the table to the table that we want them to sit around, because the table is next to each other already.
Okay.
So we let them move, not move the table.
Okay, to move the student, right?
Yeah, teacher, because the table have 4 rows already, so we can make them to sit in which flat that away from each other. Yeah, we move the students.
Okay. So do you think that way is effective and work for what you expected, or is it sometimes frustrated to you as a teacher?
Teacher, sometimes it's not work well for the student. They sometimes they play a lot. They make noise during the group separation, and sometimes not good also.
Okay, thank you. So other may have some more experience, but soon we cannot discuss a lot in here. But yeah, I hope we can discuss at the end of this one if we still have time. Okay, so that part is just some challenges that the teacher need to solve and need to be more flexible. Yeah, it's just based on your own creativity and what you have planned so far to fit with your real classroom setting in here, right? Okay, and number 2, our class are huge, and whenever I organize tasks, things get messy, such as some students finish ahead of the other and wasting their time, for example, right? So yeah, we can say like whenever we just have the big size classroom, we have the matchability student as well, the smart learner as well as the slow learner in here. So yes, sometimes we need to think carefully regarding to the task assigned, that make sure everyone can learn together, yeah, keep work well together in here. Yeah, somehow we can say maybe a differentiated teaching method or technique can have you in here. We can say that you can design different teaching material like handout, worksheet, and so on that can meet with different level of student there. We can say yeah, so for the shoe classroom, really need the differentiate material design as well to meet with those things. So for this case, right? Okay, next one, how do experienced teacher manage when all the students are at different level? Yeah, like I mentioned earlier. Yes, it can be group work, pair work, it can be the same lesson but different teaching material design that really meet the level of the student. So we can say like the teacher must know the student well, not just only their face and their name, but also their competency, their ability in learning. So you can design some material that can be meet their differentiate needs here, right? Okay, we have to achieve examination result. Anything that does not lead there is not valued by the school or the parents. Yeah, sure. We can say like test driven, or it's just like teaching for testing. Teaching for examination is just one way. That's just a bit hard. We can say yes, like some challenges that we face, like what we have discussed so far from the beginning of the course in here. We can say like the school don't care how much you can teach and the student can learn, but make sure you can run and finish the lesson based on the limited or what they have scheduled so far. Okay, that is the thing that they care about. Yeah, like this part you can see the school or the parent, they just need that. Okay, if you can prepare the lesson or teach the student to be ready for the examination, it might be something great for you as a teacher in here. Okay, so even in NGS school currently, we can say some teacher, based on the research, some teacher they are also confusing whether they are teaching the student for something that they can be value for life, for their future career, future job, or something that they just teaching for testing. This is the confusion for the teacher at a new generation school as well. Yeah. So that is the point, right? That is the point for that part. Okay. Okay, other part we can say it is hard to assess authentic material for my teaching. Yeah, is it true? But we can say like yes, some part we may learn something in imagination. Yes, in we just talk, just say something, but it's not real. It's not something that can let the student learn much better. For example, like if you just teach them about science, just like apply science in primary school and so on. Yeah, they may talk about planet, talking about this, that, but we may not have enough material that let the student can see, the student can learn from those things there. All right. So that part is just like just a bit hard for the teacher to prepare for those things. Okay, let's just move to for new role for teacher in language classroom. So what are the things that has been changed? In this school, the tradition is for teachers to be at the front by the board all the time. But in our teacher training course, they mentioned walking around the room. How could I keep control if I did that? Yeah. So yeah, normally better walk around. The student, whenever the teacher walk around, what happened? Yeah, they may change their attitude or behavior regarding to the learning as well. Yeah. If you do not walk around, so what happened? Yeah, some they sit, can give that back to you, but their hand can do something under the table. They can, yes, some part they may watch the video or play game during that part as well. So need to be careful, right? Okay, I was trying to teach in a traditional way, and now the government has decided to introduce CLT. My English is not good enough to answer student question. Yeah, is it true? Yeah, we can say whenever teacher give freedom to the student to speak, they may come up with a lot of questions that somehow it might be trouble for the teacher as well. That the teacher need to read, need to prepare things. But it's a great thing. We can say whenever the students start questioning or challenging the teacher have also an opportunity to improve and develop more based on that part. Yeah, need to prepare to be ready to answer to the student here. Okay, something here. So let's move to the other one about motivating students. That it may some part that including with what we have discussed so far this morning. Okay, learning never take place in vacuum. Yeah, it's not the machine in here, right? So yeah, learning need to be more. We can say like more like refer to art. Okay, art teaching in here. We need some good words, some motivation, some parts, some here and there. But we also need to be careful, like what we have discussed in here. Whatever you do, whatever you just start doing thing, it's just like need to explain them what are the reasons, to educate them what is this, what is that. It's not so they will confuse like motivation, like the thing that just keep them to be the one who just commit or be part of the corruption in the future. Yeah, you can see here like 3 levels of influence when creating a classroom environment for what? For learning, right? Okay. Okay, something area here. Okay, for learning, right? We can say like the first one, like national and cultural influence on language being learned. Yeah, it can be some part that talk about. Yeah, it's just based on the culture. It's just based on which nation you are in and which language that can be learned in here. Like in Cambodian right now, we are pro to English mostly, but other language like French, like Chinese, is just the second part that the people consider, right? So whenever that part, maybe the language learning, it might be much better there. Whenever they, for example, like English, it should be much better. But it's still a problem at the rural areas, and the people, they do not know how important it is, so the student may ignore. The other part about national examination, they did not include in there. They did not include or not many marks that you that have been given to the English in here. But what they really frustrated after they graduated and they pursue their degree at university, the language is needed in here. So this part you can say the ministry, education and sport, better consider about that part. Any preparation for that part? How can we prepare the student to be ready for that? While English is important for their higher education, it will be important for their future job. Why not focus and have any orientation regarding to that part? Yeah. Okay, so the second one, the education system where the language is being learned, like school policy, the textbook, and the national curriculum all influence the way the student feel about language learning in general and about learning English in particular. Yeah, so it should depend on that part. Like I mentioned earlier, it should depend on how they value it. Yeah, how can they prepare the student to be ready for those things? It should depend on policy, yeah, like in our national curriculum here. Yeah, somehow English, the language also included, but the score is not really value much in that part. It's just also something that affect on this thing. Okay, and we did not link. We can say when the language is important, but we don't link from age level of study to the other one. Like yeah, okay, high school care nothing about English, but whenever they get continuing their study at university, like the BA English level, at least pre-intermediate, that we can say like so. Most of the textbook or curriculum used there, the student just start learning something in intermediate level in here. So why not focusing on those things? And as a result, we can say the student, okay, in their foundation year, they just study English. Okay, most of them are failed if they want to do not prefer to learn in English major, and here it really struggle for them. I think some of you experience to teach in foundation year, you may experience with those things. Yeah, they just care less about those things, and then they cannot learn well. Okay, the third one, the immediate classroom environment. Teacher do influence the classroom environment by motivating unmotivated student. Yeah, actually in your hand that you can motivate. Okay, by many different way of motivation. Yeah, but the most important thing one, just inspirational motivation, not about gifts, not about thing that can give them, but just something that can educate, that you can inspire them to understand here. So you can see the example here. Okay, when a student are out task or fail to take part, or distract other student by taking out the topic, providing non-language entertainment. Yeah, so those things that really affecting here. We can say you also need to prepare them to be ready, not because you do not like the subject and ask other to do like you. Or other part, we can say the latecomer, right? Whenever they come into the class, we can say the way that they come late, just one thing. But the other thing that really distract the people in the class in here, when they come in, they do not keep quiet in here. They keep say hi, hello, okay, while the teacher is learning, and keep hi, hello to the classmate in here. What else? Just disturbing other by keep asking what are going to learn. They did not observe. We can say like, to me, my experience, we can say like, whenever I come late, I really ask my classmate about what are the things to be learned. We can say like, if we just sit down for a while, maybe a few minutes later, we may come up with the thing that the teacher is talking about. All right. So just keep observing and concentrate. We can say, if you have read the book from home, whenever the teacher is talking about, or your classmates are talking about the thing, you may come up, oh, okay, this part is just on this page in the textbook. And it will be something in the textbook, in workbook, or it can be in the handout provided there. So, yeah, we can say like, whenever you are ready, you are the student prepare for your lesson. No matter you are late or you are on time, but you can keep track on those things. We can say like that, the thing in here. So motivation, keep working on those things. It's just like the thing that you also need to explain them. Yeah, like they think, yeah, whenever they are late, what should they do? It's just in your hand that you can motivate the student to learn. Yeah. Okay, move to teacher roles or teacher responses, right? That we can say like encouraging students using intrinsic motivation, the benefit of learning in particular language. Yeah, but I explain them about the benefit of language learning. Yeah, rather than offering them some gift. Yeah, it's just for a while, but it can be work. It can be simulate them for a while, but later on it will be gone. Like in society, we can say where studying literature is an important part of the education system. Teacher emphasize the benefit of being able to read English poetry, short story, and novel in the original. So yeah, this part we can say, yeah, you can motivate your student by doing some extensive reading. Yeah, something that really work as well. Reading something that's simple, reading something that they like to read. Yeah, don't try to read something in technical term and so on. It really heritage and then they it's easy to lose the motivation in here, right? Okay. Okay, teacher build on the career and commercial benefit to student. Fluent speaker of English are employed as interpreter. They travel abroad on business, and they work in tourism. So this part we can say like career path should be included in the classroom as well. Don't just go and teach them only the lesson, but better prepare and motivate the student to be ready for their future career. Sometimes you can also share them about your own experience, about how to prepare oneself to be ready for the job, for the society. It's the thing that the teacher need to do, like KSA, we can say like, don't just go and teach them the lesson, knowledge and skill, but also try to educate them with the attitude. Yeah, like A, right? If they absent A, knowledge and attitude, no matter how smart they are, no matter how well educated they are, everything will be gone, will be destroyed by the bad attitude, right? Yeah, or we can say like the rotten apple here. Oh, or bad apple. We can say bad apple in one basket, it might be destroy other, as well as destroy him or herself. Okay, the next one, you can reminding student about the job waiting for fluent language speaker can be an important part of motivation. Yeah, better talk and discuss about the benefit of that part, right? Really important. Okay, don't just tell them, oh, try to study language, but learning, studying for what? Study for what? Okay, what are the benefits that they can get from studying hard? Know the language. Yeah, I think you know this one clearly, right? Since all you are English speaking now. Okay, you can see like extrinsic motivation, like reward, yeah, like what we have discussed this morning. We have discussed about about gift, about things that we just try to reward to them here. Yeah, it can be supplying this additional reading material. Yeah, give them some textbook, something that benefit is fine. Show it all to follow a difficult language task. Yeah, currently it's just easy to find from YouTube, from the internet. You can find it, right? Invite guest speakers so that students can use the new language in an authentic way. Yeah, if you can integrate, like currently maybe some conference forum that you can like your student to get involved in those things online. It also fine, right? Or you can lead your student to go outside. Yeah, like some private school, they prefer to send their children or their student to the riverside in front of the royal palace and fine and try to speak with the foreigner. Okay, also fine. Or even you can invite them to your class and let the student to chit chat with the guest speaker, sharing something, right? It also great for this thing. You can see like some idea to persuade students to speak in large and in small classes. The first one about role play. They may read the story, or they may learn about some scenario or case study, and then they can start role play. They're with one student talking the role as a foreigner, for example. Okay. Sometimes just keep talking or describing, or even role play based on the activity and so on, those things. The native speaking visitor answer question on specific topic. Pen friends. Do you know pen friends? They're in the past really popular, right? They keep writing the letter and sending to a friend abroad, right? Send back and forth just to communicate, to learn. But currently, might be through mail or email, or even Telegram. Currently, you can send the message through Telegram, Facebook to any foreigner. But also need to be careful, right, from those things. Just teach a student to be careful with some friend. Some part they can take some advantage from the innocent people as well, like the children here. Need to be careful, right? Okay, group presentation on the topic student have research. Yeah, it might be something to build it up. Even though they are at high school or even primary school, but let them experience with the group presentation that might be to build them with some skill with public speaking. Since most of the career currently, you cannot be avoided from being standing in front of the people and speak, provide something to speak and motivate them in here. Okay. Mostly, especially whenever you have the role starting from the supervisor, coordinator is just something that you have to speak in front of the people, at least a group of your supervisor or your team member there that you need to speak and inspire or motivate them to do things in here. Okay, inter-class debate is something that something to find something pros and con or something, and then just try to defend the idea, right? Okay, something there. Okay, speak competition. Okay, like the public speaking competition. Okay, show your concrete support to a particular topic. Okay, concert with plays and singing. For the kid, it might be useful as well. Let them play and learn. They cannot read and write most of the time, but they can play and sing a song. They can learn from those things. Okay, other part I just move a bit faster, but if you have some questions, you can take note, right? Okay, an ongoing aspect of motivation is dealing with the behavior of particular student. We can say, not all the students need motivation. Some they may have come up with a sense of autonomy, like learner autonomy in here. That they may be aware what should they do and what should they not do in the class. What should they bring along with them to do it at home, outside the classroom here. Not just waiting for a spoonful feeding from the teacher, but they keep doing things there. Like case number one, the back row distractor. We can say mostly the student at the back row maybe trouble a lot. Yeah, we can say like slow learner mostly prefer to sit at the back. To me, I prefer to sit at the back as well. Since at the back row can see everything about the overview of the classroom, right? Even the smart student, the slow learner student, we can see. The same student always sit at the back and distract other. You can say, use eye contact while continuing to speak. Stop mid sentence and stare until the student stop. Talk with the student after the class to investigate the cause. Yeah, this is the thing that the teacher can do, right? Okay, just show them that should not do that by using your eye contact, or while you speak and they make noise, you may stop for a while, let them aware that you are explaining them. Okay, before continuing, you're talking with that student. Yeah, after the class, what are the reasons that he or she try to make noise, how to distract other students in here, right? Okay, for case number 2, yeah, this might respond to your the question earlier, like the non-participant. Yeah, they are not going to speak. They are not going to get involved in any activity, right? Several students are not taking part in the assigned activity. Ignore them if they are not distracting others. Yeah, one thing. Walk past their desk and ask if there is a problem. Yeah, one thing. Ask colleagues how the same student participate in other classes. Yeah, if there are more than one teacher in a class, just keep discussing and find a way whether they keep quiet, they do not get involved because they don't like that subject, or they may have other problem. Or with other classes, they are really active, for example, right? So finding thing there. Case number 3, the over exuberant student. We can say like yeah, you can see like here when some specific student dominate question time, comment time, and talking time here. Yeah, it just happened when something that they keep working for that. If someone like interrupt with saying for that and call someone else to continue. This is just something that they pretend, we can say pretend, or they just try to excuse and escape from their own responsibility in here, thereby nominated to the other student, or nominate other time to other student here. Oh, I'm sorry, maybe my friend Mr. A may continue or may know about his answer and so on. Okay, remind the student that there will be more talking time soon in group. Yeah, we can say that some part that you can show, you can involve everyone to discuss in the group later. You talk to the student in the UD letter. Yeah, something that we can do with them. Yeah, whenever they have something or more than something to talk. Okay, the thing that you can spend your individual time with them. Okay, in summary, making quick decision on what to do about problem depend on answer to question like the following. You can see like does the behavior hinder other student learning? Yeah, whether the behavior might be affect or it just might be disrupt other student learning or not. Okay, it is just a single occurrence, not worth wasting time on. Yeah, if it's not repeatedly, yeah, just ignore it sometime. It is a whole class problem or specific one, specific to one or two people. Yeah, so you can to decide this one not being all the thing you are going to take action most of the time here, but better consider this thing. Okay, let's continue. Teacher also know that if a large number of students are failing to attend to the lesson, there could be a problem with the lesson itself. Yeah, not blame on the student. We can say whenever the student cannot learn well, you cannot say something that it because of the student, but why not the lesson that you have prepared so far? So let's just do something. You can say like just try to reflect both sides. Yeah, if most of the students do not catch up with the point, or most of the students fail with the test, it might be something wrong with the test itself. If most of the students did not attend in the classroom, so it might be something wrong with the lesson itself as well. The content may be boring, yeah. A forthcoming sport, match, or even unusual weather can change the mood of the class and signal to the teacher the need for a change activity in here. Yeah. So yeah, be aware with those things. Whenever the student normally active and then they start to be quiet, so what should you do in here? You need to be aware with those things. Okay, managing constraints. Yeah, whenever the things become hard and worse to control, or something that really serious with that hard, you need to manage it. Like constraint when giving student opportunity to talk, large multi-level classes with furniture. Yeah, what should you do with that one? Yeah, when your class is big and your class is just mid-level classes. Yeah, the student might be has a slow learner, fast learner, or even different level. Yeah, some school they just said like what we have discussed at the very beginning of the course. Some classes they have 3 different level there in the same class. So how can a teacher manage and have them there? Traditional learning like game are only for children. Yeah, this is the fixed mindset for that. Yeah, but now we can say like for educational game can be applied for adult learning as well, because some activity, some fun game can be applied for the adult learning as well. Exam oriented curriculum, yeah, like curriculum to prepare for the examination. Okay, we have to pass exam. Exam are not about group work. Yeah, sure, we can say. Yeah, so do ever based on the exam, like the examination driven, just teach and prepare the student for the exam. Difficulty in accessing all resources. No photocopier and no fun, no tape recorder, video recorder, no source for reading material even in the library. Yeah, mostly it might be most of the public school or state school, we just challenge with this thing. All right. So here the teacher respond to those constraints. Again, so like if traditional learning makes students reluctant to join group work, explain that group are a chance to speak without the teacher noticing mistake. Yeah, one benefit. Okay, when a student complain about having to listen to all other students bad English when they get into group, point out that communication involves listening to everyone and making sense whether people speak slowly or fast, formally or informally. Yeah, actually, it's just about the life, about things that you are not going to hear excellently speaking most of the time in here. You can say, right? Just explaining explain them about those things. What are the benefit that they may gain from? You can say like no matter what English that they will hear from other students, but if they know that students make worse English, mean that they know how to use it better English or very good English in here. This is the benefit, right? Okay, make the activity age appropriate. Avoid the game without older learner. So try to select. You can say not mean all activity can be applied for all level, but better thing. What are the things that can be fit, can lead and guide your student to learn? They can have fun at the same time. They have learned something from those activities. All right. Make the purpose of each activity clear beforehand. Yeah, you better have the attitude. You better have a clear procedure that can guide and the student learn something from the activity. Not mean whenever we heard about game is fun. Game is for something you feel is activity. Okay, other one we can say a call for student feedback on group activity. What went well, what could be changed. Yeah, let them discuss, let them share within the class. Yeah, this is the thing that they can learn well from their feedback and reflection. Okay, and at the same time, they have a chance to communicate as well, right? Start with selected grouping, so the students are working with people they know or like. Yeah, something from the very beginning to make sure they familiar, they know each other, and they are starting working immediately. Yeah. Show connection between group activity and the rest of the program to overcome the belief of that group work is an extra. Yeah. To explain them. So what are the things that they are going to benefit from the group work, group activity? Yeah. Teamwork. We can say group work, it can lead to a great teamwork in the future. You can say you cannot work alone, but you have to elaborate or collaborate with others, yeah, to achieve your task. Yeah, excellent task in here. Okay, so you can read from here like students are anxious about making mistakes in front of others. Laughter and music are antidotes to anxiety. Yeah, to overcome a photocopy constraint, for example, like photocopy a single article and cut up so that a student has one sentence, teacher creativity, a drawing on the board, and so on. Okay? So yeah, it can be like to be flexible, should not be fake. I cannot teach because there is no photocopy. I cannot teach because there is no LCD projector. Yeah. So need to be flexible, make it happen. We can see not because of this, the other thing cannot happen. Make it happen by using your own creativity to those things. The other one, we can say if the barrier to group work is managing large number, use different kind of group work. We call for different management skill like free discussion, project and task. So let them work by themselves, let them have their own freedom to find the thing and discuss. Yeah, and so on in here. The kind of thing that you can do with the large classroom in here. Let's move to other part about group activity, discussion, and project and task in here. You can see like activity can have a variety of goals in a multi-level class goal can be graded according to student language competence. The first one about the topic, more abstract or more applied. Yeah, whether it is something abstract, normally we can say can help the student to improve their critical thinking skill. Yeah, apply something that can let them improve at the competent level competent based on their. Okay, we can say like they can learn well based on what they have seen so far. The second one, the language difficulty, two versions of the same text. Yeah, we can say, yeah, the easy one might be for the slow learner. The difficult one might be for the smart learner in here. Yeah, you may know your student. The amount of input, yeah, you can see, yeah, by asking them to contribute, to share, yeah, to provide some more input to that part, and also the possibility that everyone can learn within the class in here. The graphics support more or few picture. Yeah, since we just have different type of learner. Some people they can learn from what they are seeing. Yeah, what they can see, and then they can learn. Okay, the time taken to finish. Yeah, so how long did you spend to finish that part? You don't try to add up more time. Okay, because of the lesson not finished, you just try to add some more time. The level of language students are expected to use for the same purpose. The length of the final products, what are they? The amount of support from the teacher and from other students. Yeah, so what are the possibility that they can work well together, as well as some support from the teacher. So that's why while design group work or some group activity, the teacher need to monitor, not mean, oh, okay, it's easy for me. The student can work by themselves. Not sure, we can say whenever the role of the other teacher is not important for the project, we can say more and more, the teacher may not important for learning and teaching anymore, right? So yeah, even though you just assign them to work in group project, but keep following up, keep monitoring to have the student in here. Not mean the student keep working in group in project and the teacher just go outside the classroom to have a cup of coffee, have a coffee discussion outside with other colleagues. No, right? We can say designing or set up the group activity. The teacher need to get along with them, go around and monitor and help the student here. Right? Okay, is some group finished before or after? What should the teacher do? Yeah, different word limit for different group of students. Since it takes the same amount of homework time for your student to complete different amount of material. You can say, yeah, have the same time, but some students they can finish it earlier since we can say like some students they may have prepared, they may have read the material in advance from home. As a result, they can do it faster, we can say. Providing more able students with different extra tasks rather than just more of the same. So yeah, in case you can use some more tasks there. Okay, as you identify your student competency, so assign more tasks to them in case. Okay, here you can read from this part, like a teacher should be able to decide the activity can be best done individually, which work well in pair or group, or which call for whole group work, then the teacher is able to select activity such as the following. We can say like making homework, solving word partial, practicing new language, answering student question, listening to the tapes, writing a letter. So all of these things that are really important that the teacher need to classify it. Which part that you think it might be good for individual, which that might be good for pair work or even group work in here. All right. So need to decide. Okay, managing teacher roles in here. Okay, I'm going to go briefly. We can see like since the time is running out, but I should go briefly for this part. And just informally, we can say this part like the teacher of the traditional grammar-based class could be described as a tape shooting water into an empty vessel. Yeah. Everything because like the teacher is everything. The teacher is the results of learning, right? For the part. So the teacher, the one who just shoot water into the empty vessel. The student just the empty vessel that can get the water from the teacher. Whatever being told, the student just follow. All right. No sharing, no discussion. Yeah. Everything just from one person. In a situationally based classroom where there is an emphasis on memorizing dialogue, teacher become conductor or orchestra. Yeah, just play, and later on just let the student to repeat or remember that part. Later on they can sing a song based on the band that will play the orchestra here. Yeah, like memory-based learning or memory fixed dialogue. Yeah, like what we have learned so far regarding to the conversation some time before, we should learn around surrounding Batuk High School that a lot of conversation class that the teacher should prepare the handout. A, hello, how are you? B, I'm fine, thank you. So those things like the fake dialogue or the memory-based dialogue in here that the people need to remember and then respond, follow that part, right? In communicative classes, the teacher is gardener, supplying material for growth, resource, and encourage and rearrange the environment. Yeah, yeah. In communicative class, like we can say like the new classes in here, that it just seems like change. The teacher just the one who just take care, like gardener, take care and have the student supporting them, the teaching material, learning material, resource. Okay, encourage the student to speak, to share, yeah, and rearrange the class environment and so on in here. Whenever finding something it's not work, need to be flexible to other one. Okay, I will move to other part like two aspects of classroom management, the way time is managed, yeah, about time management, about the managing of the student question. Yeah, somehow we can say a lot of question from the student that the teacher need to manage, whether the question should be answered or should not answer, or it could be kept for the other lesson since it might be related to the upcoming lesson as well, right? Okay, to time management, we can say the teacher need to plan, work with different group of students at different time during the lesson, whole class in into half individual pair or small group. So need to think and estimate the time given to the student. If the time is short, so should be pair work or should be group work, you need to consider. But normally group work really time consuming, we can say, right? But pair work, it just spend less time when it's in the people has 50% talking time to share, we can say. The teacher has different roles at different times, actually, right? Yeah, not the same. As answering or asking question, upfront role or supporting individual. Yeah, if giving instruction, teacher better stay in the front. Supporting individual, the teacher need to move around and monitor, right? Yeah, language informant or encouraging individual. Yeah, we can say just inform them as a whole class, as a whole group, or just go and encourage each other student one by one or based on their personality, just telling them this, that, and so on to do better. Can designer our task or material? Yeah, it can be the designer or the task material. Yeah, yeah, whatever can be done well in the class. It just depends on what you have designed, what you have prepared so far, right? Okay, I still have some more time to go to finish. Okay, if you have question, we can discuss. The lesson could flow like this one. We can say students work together on something that build group dynamic. Yeah, dynamic mean like we can say active or proactive, right? That something that can make the thing much more interesting. Divided pace and age group build on the theme that has been introduced. Yeah, we can say like not mean every group will do the same on the same task, but might be some part of the task, and then they can combine together, can complete one big task together. Okay, there are one chef work independently, reviewing what they were doing at phase 2 and move on to the new work. Yeah, phase 2 is important here. Everyone work on the task at their own level. Yeah, yeah, whatever they can do, they can start from where they are. Okay, and then they can start to do and building up based on the scaffolding from the teacher. More and more they can work independently or even autonomously in the future. All right. Dealing with student spontaneous question. Yes, spontaneous question, like the student that intend, okay, to ask the question in here. Like the teacher may not answer the question at that time. Okay, let me look that up so I can check all the detail. We can say, yeah, some question that is might be related, but it might be taught or might be explained later in the next chapter and so on. So not mean all the questions will be answered. Or some question might be keep for them to think and find out the answer by themselves. Yeah, we can say rather than spoonful feeding, but just keep or give them space to find out their homework or their assignment. Okay, postponing question. Let me come back to it later. Yeah. If a student asks a question about a point the teacher has just explained, the first step is to gauge whether other two need further explanation. We can say, yeah, just recently finished, and then yeah, because the student pay no attention, or maybe he actually doesn't know about that. Again, it's something that we can check, or can be elicited from other students whether they can repeat or re-explain about that part. It might be much better as well. Okay, so in short one, we can say like whenever we talk about the classroom management, you need to think about time, okay, to be accommodate with your teaching technique or teaching method that you have used so far. You can decide with the classroom activity that you better use, whether you prefer individual tasks, work in pair, like peer tasks, or even the group tasks in here. Okay, so those things really important. So the student can learn well or not. It just depends on how well the teacher prepared the lesson, as well as how well the teacher technique or method to manage the classroom in here. That are really important for this thing. Yeah, you can see the people may not know how much you care. Yeah, the people care. Okay, how much you know. This is some part that we can say like whenever you just care about them, they can be aware. Oh, okay, if I don't care much about the lesson, the teacher may keep asking me question. The teacher may elicit something here and there, and then it will be hard. So keep being aware, keep asking question, keep checking with the student. I mean, like you care about them, they will care about the lesson. Care about them, they will care about the class, they will care about the task as well. But if you never care, okay, I assign homework, I assign this. The task they do or not is fine, but I have done it. You can say like you can monitor, you can ask, you can check with them whether they have some problem or not in here. Okay, whether you have seen the screen or not, I don't know. So like you just show like a screen share post. Okay, so that's it for this part. Any question you want to clarify before we break? It might be late for lunch for Venerable as well. Okay, any question that you want to clarify? It's just a bit rushed, but I hope, okay, as I did, you can get a slide. You can see the video as well, I can say. Okay, hello, quiet, what does it mean? Clear, clean.
Like it.
Let me just try to turn on the camera. Since share screen and turn on the camera, it might not appropriate for this connection. Okay, anything to clarify?
No, like it.
None question.
It's clear now, right? Okay. Okay, so that's it about classroom management. I think it's just not quite new for you, but it may some part that it may be add up, or even some part that you may learn from the distribution from your classmate. Yeah, as well as some part that you may read in detail from your textbook. Okay, you will learn more from those things. You will see about the change from the traditional classroom to the modern or the recently trend of classroom management in here. So you will see something there. So the more you read, the more you learn, the more you just try. Okay, the more you can come up with the best method or activity that you can manage your classroom to get involved in your classroom, save some energy, save time. Yeah, that might be much better.